entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Min bror sitter på fullt med stick som en kaktus. Kokainet här väcker upp det som en kall dusch. Till 24 mannen, inte som en nattbuss. Fett stark hasch, du kan åka på en halvstuss. Aina skicka agent, de tror James Bond. Manna oxen har mens, de behöver tampong. Och det är ingen abonnent och du råkar vara broke. Och oj, det luktar bränt, vem blev smoke? Andas lite grann, tar det luft som en ballong. Mannen som en sportman, kokainet den är strong. Bara kontant, ingen swish eller sånt. Lite inte på någon bank, docka i en skokartong. Jag hade på mig bandana black hoodie. Min bror är 1000 gubbe, inte 100. Du blir lämnad med ett hål som en donut. Ugly money med mina fucking pengar, de fick en glow up.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Grit Street. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our deep dives into history's grittiest stories. Today, we're journeying back to ancient Rome, a civilization known for its grand architecture, military prowess, and yes, its gangs, so buckle up, because we're about to explore the criminal underbelly of one of history's greatest empires. Before we dive into the gangs, let's set the stage. The Roman Empire, at its peak, stretched from Britain in the west to Egypt in the east. It was a melting pot of cultures, languages, and of course various forms of organized crime. The empire was ruled by a complex legal system and had a structured social hierarchy, which often provided fertile ground for criminal enterprises to flourish. The Roman legal system itself was a double-edged sword. While it maintained order, it also had loopholes that were exploited by these criminal organizations. First on our list is the Aventine Collegia. These were trade guilds that operated in the Aventine Hill region, one of Rome's 7 hills. While they started as legitimate organizations, many evolved into criminal syndicates. They engaged in activities like loan sharking, extortion, and even political assassination. Julius Caesar himself was said to have connections with some of these collegia, using them to gain political advantage. The collegia were so influential that they were often co-opted by politicians to serve as muscle during electoral campaigns, making them a force to be reckoned with. Next, we have the Greens and Blues, factions that originated as fan clubs for chariot racing but evolved into something much darker. These groups had immense political influence and were often used by emperors to control crowds or incite riots. The Nika riots of 532 AD were a turning point. What started as a sports rivalry led to a week-long riot in Constantinople, resulting in tens of thousands of deaths and almost toppling Emperor Justinian. The factions were so powerful that they could mobilize large crowds, effectively acting as paramilitary organizations. Let's move on to the Bacchanalia, a religious cult turned criminal organization. They worshipped Bacchus, the god of wine and revelry. Their secret meetings were said to involve not just religious rites, but also criminal conspiracies, including murder and sedition. The Roman Senate was so alarmed that they passed the Senatus Consultum de Bacchanalibus, a decree that severely restricted the activities of the Bacchanalia. This was one of the earliest instances of a government cracking down on organized crime, highlighting the threat they posed to Roman society. Now, let's talk about the Vigils, Rome's firefighters and makeshift police force. While they were supposed to protect the city, many were corrupt and engaged in looting and extortion. Imagine calling the fire department only to have them rob you. That was a real possibility in ancient Rome. The Vigils were a state-sanctioned organization, but their corruption was so rampant that they became synonymous with organized crime. Last but not least, we delve into the world of gladiatorial schools. These were not schools in the traditional sense, but more like training camps for gladiators, run by Lanisti. These schools were hotbeds for criminal activities, including illegal gambling and slave trading. Some Lanisti were so powerful that they could influence political decisions, making them key players in Rome's criminal landscape. The gladiators themselves were often recruited from the ranks of slaves and prisoners, making these schools a nexus of social and criminal issues. Before we conclude, let's not forget other groups like the Isaurians, who transitioned from mountain bandits to mercenaries, and the pirate gangs that terrorized the Mediterranean, disrupting trade routes and even kidnapping Julius Caesar at one point. These groups may not have been as organized as the collegia or the factions, but they were equally disruptive and played a significant role in shaping the Roman Empire's criminal history. And that wraps up our look into the gangs of the Roman Empire. If you found this enlightening, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video. For more gritty historical deep dives, make sure you're subscribed to Grit Street. Until next time, stay curious, stay gritty, and keep exploring the darker corners of history.